Warning: the following content may not be suited for younger or sensitive audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Who would like to recap?
I forgot.
Your
I did not
mother.
expect this whammy. I forgot you did this. You started this.
Well,
Literally
did
last.
not do it last session, right?
You guys, none of you guys remember. Did I not?
No, you didn't.
I don't
You didn't ask us last session,
I don't remember jack
No,
shit.
No,
No, you did.
I could swear
right?
he did.
Yeah, because we started it last session. We started doing
No,
it
I
last
might
it
be
was-
mixing up.
I think it was a session before,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
and then I didn't do last session, and then I'm doing it this session. I can't remember anything. Don't judge me.
Anyways, I can attempt. It might be a bad attempt, but I can attempt.
Yeah.
Wait,
Never mind.
I
Go.
already have demon inspiration. Oh, I'll still do it. I'll just give it to someone else. We basically found Corsandus's hideout. We had a gargoyle helped us through. We found his burnt body. Was it burnt? I can't remember. It was
Partially.
a little bit crispy, a little bit well done, maybe past that. Anyways, his hand is gone. We saw the hand bump against the wall. Then, like a feral animal, probably hissed. Probably didn't hear it, whatever. Then it vibed out.
It melted
So
to
that's
the floor.
there. Yep.
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
So
They
we
took a
then
hand.
learned from cruelty that they breed like rabbits or some shit. And that if there's one, there's more. That's very concerning. We then learned that there's possibly someone more powerful that murdered Corsandus that we're apparently going to be trying to find. I don't know what we're going to be doing to them, but we're going to find answers, I guess. That's really the important stuff.
Didn't the mushroom freak out?
Oh yeah, the mushroom freak out. Can't forget that. Everyone was high, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Half
You
the
got
party was
fucked.
extremely affected. The other half was unaffected at all. Like, not
Well-
even affected.
Yeah.
Also, Bluma had him. Oh wait, no, that was the mushrooms fucking over Bluma's moment. We have to try that again. And did I get it somewhat on point?
Yeah, pretty much. Who would you like to give your DM inspiration to?
I'm gonna spin a wheel. I'm kidding. I'm gonna give
Who
it
needs
to.
one?
Yeah, who in the
Because I
party?
have one.
I also
have an
have
overdose
one. I can take
later.
two. Give it to Eli.
I don't think the inspiration can override Omen dice.
It
Oh,
cannot.
I know. I just wanted to mention it.
I mean, I'll take a second DM inspiration.
No,
You cannot.
I know.
I
I'll
mean,
give it.
I don't have a DM inspiration anyway, so.
Wait, just silver. Fuck! I will give it to Eli.
Hell yeah.
He
Anyway.
snoozes, he loses.
We
That's
have,
mean.
we have a couple
It was
people
just-
missing from
No.
the session today, so.
Should have been here, slick. I'm kidding.
Bro.
I'm
No, don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. It's his, it's his dad's birthday.
Oh, it's his dad's birthday. Oh, I didn't
Wait,
know
it
that.
is? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Or,
Who's
yeah.
birthday?
It's Silver's dad's birthday. Apparently,
It's also Brendan's dad's birthday.
Damn.
Huh.
They have the
Anyway,
same dad
man,
birthday?
so-
Wow.
They have the same dad birthday.
sounds
so,
vicious. I'm kidding.
okay. You guys have started on the road. You started heading towards this contact that Soaps has the map to. I mean, you guys have like at least 2 days on the road. It's been a bit weird. You guys have gotten lost a couple times. It's a little bit weird, but there's nothing else to really think of it. You found that the path that you were supposed to take had actually been overgrown and probably hadn't been taken for many years. So,
Neat.
and as you're traversing this woods, give me a moment. I gotta remember where Osal is. The terrain of Osal, because not everything is fucking woods.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh,
It's Soaps.
it's Isaac.
It's the soapy man.
It's Soapy, my boy.
Hello.
He's only here to listen.
It's the slippery man.
Talking ain't an option. That's unfortunate.
Just go hide in a bathroom, /J.
That's what I do.
I'm kidding, of course.
No,
Oh,
no.
bro.
Remove that /J and put a /serious. Like, I'm kidding.
Max, in that
Hmm.
2 days, would Zenith have had time to examine Cortantis' body?
I mean, yes, you would.
Okay.
Okay. So I need your real medicine check.
I'm glad I have expertise in these with him. I forgot I do because of Medicus.
Whoa.
Well, not Medicus. With Juggernaut, Defender.
You're not a
Thanks, Cat.
medicus.
Homebrew.
I'm not a
Okay.
Medicus. I'm sorry. People have been throwing the term Medicus around all. Man, I'm so
Wow,
glad I have
imagine-
Lucky.
Imagine not being Medicus.
Jesus
Couldn't be me.
Christ!
I'm gonna use my
Nat 1.
to cancel that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay,
holding on.
that's more what
Dirty
I've.
20.
Two
Okay.
nat ones. I'm laughing.
You're one to
So,
speak, Eli.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
one.
saying it.
Go.
I got two nat ones
Hey.
yesterday.
oh my god. Okay, anyway. So, as you examined his body, I mean, whatever human part was left of him, it was very, very small. Physically, that is, from what you can tell. His body, the magic that was used to create him into the thing he was, it twisted his body into something horrifying, to put it lightly. I don't really know how to describe this. Just looking over his wounds, the blood that seeped, like that actually came from him, was tar. Essentially. And his body seems to be decaying a lot faster than it should.
Right.
Like 2 days have gone by and his flesh is basically almost all fallen off his bones.
Oh, this would have been the day of, Max. Like, because
Oh, day of? Okay.
yeah, it would have been the day of. I apologize.
No, you're
Oh,
good.
Zenith would not have kept a dead body in the cart. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Also,
I
I
mean-
already said this out of character, but Zill would have requested, like, him being buried after they inspected him. So,
Yeah, no, like Zil, like you guys would have gone to pick him up, and his arm would have straight up fallen off because of the rapid decomposition. By the time you guys had gotten the hole dug, all you would have been burying was bones and clothes.
Zenith was just gonna give him a
No
Viking
one
funeral.
will protect his arm. No one will have physically undug it and just took the arm. Just one of his arms.
Why?
Well, I mean, one of his arms. Like, he practically only has one
he only has one arm. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, he only had one arm.
The hand of God practically say, "I peace." Just
I
dick.
mean, yeah, but that was just a
And now
hand.
it's
That was just a hand. Well, no,
Which
matter
connected
of
to
fact,
his arm.
So, of course,
Yeah,
I
but-
didn't
Hand of God
describe
is
it.
a name.
I did not describe it very well. So, the hand of God Corsandus, once like you guys saw it, it was very clear that he only had like his entire forearm was gone.
Okay.
The hand of
The-
God is a name. It is not an actual hand of God.
I mean, it is the hand of a god, but like it
Well,
can.
yeah, but it's more than a hand.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
just a
sentient.
hand
It
and
is an
fingers.
It is an
Yeah.
entity.
Yeah.
It's
But
Okay.
anyway,
then everyone has stolen the other hand.
oh my god.
okay.
Like the remaining hand or arm. No, the entire fucking arm.
Why? I'm not even trying to stop you. I'm just wondering why.
Also,
I-
something you guys would have noticed is while you guys were just dealing with his bones and disposing of them, you would have noticed carvings on them.
Oh.
You say carvings.
What do they
Okay.
say? If any of us know, then
Well, roll an Arcana check.
oh, it's an
I
arcana.
do these. I can do these.
I just can't wait until
Same here.
I can also
I'm
do these, but
Gonna try it.
I can't wait to tell Tate. I want to be.
Quick question: What the bones and the only remaining arm that one was took? Um, would it have anything specific on it, or is it just like only specific parts of the body?
So, most of the carvings that. There are two sets of carvings. There are carvings that are mainly centralized around the ribs that are done in one language and are clear, like it's clear that they are something, and then there's another set of carvings that are around his one wrist and his ankles.
I got 27.
Okay. As well
Okay,
as
everything you heard.
yes.
I'm in the car. I'm just
can
gonna
hear
do
you.
session in here.
Okay.
It's
Bro's
just
in
really
the-
cold.
Car.
Anyway,
Bro.
so Bluma, Auric, Kirsten, where is your roll?
It's
There
up
it
a little.
is.
It's
There
yeah.
it
It's up a
is.
little higher. I was the first one to
Kirsten.
roll.
Okay, so Kirsten, you guys all know all of you know immediately. You recognize it fairly prominently as it is a practice that is gaining more traction now, and it is protection carving. Specifically, the
Wait,
ones on his
hold on.
ribs.
Wait a minute.
The
So
ones
this
that are
Pinocchio?
they
Matt?
are
Matt.
the ribs. The carvings on his ribs are specifically in Celestial. They are supposed to be protections. And if you read this, if you can read Celestial,
I
you
can.
could just be able to infer that these are protections specifically for a soldier. The
For a
ones on his wrist are a much older language.
Well, his
Okay,
wrist.
I guess so.
And-
But you know,
This language is abyssal.
ooh,
I also know
Uh,
Abyssal.
What?
I also know
Same
Abyssal.
here. Same.
And this what these carvings say is these are basically they are carvings to prevent a person from deviating, binding them to a purpose. Each carving is supposed to be on each wrist, each ankle, and there's going to be one in the center of the sternum, which you would find on Corsandus. I almost called him Corypheus, and that is not his name.
So he was basically protecting himself from the power, from what I'm guessing, right?
The soldier carvings are much older. They were clear. It can be implied that he got them when Idris knew him as a soldier to protect himself. The abyssal carvings are much newer. Well, in a relative sense.
Handwriting wise, because I guess how I, at least personally, I have seen it. People always have one hint of like their old handwriting. Do does do the carvings have any similarities to them? I guess is what I'm asking. Like
So
with any strokes.
all of the abyssal writing is consistent with itself. All of the celestial writing is only consistent with itself. These were done by
Okay.
2 separate people,
Okay.
and in 2 separate ways. The abyssal writing is much messier, and not as clean as the celestial writing is. The abyssal writing looks as if something was stabbed into his skin and then carved into his bone.
A much hastier sort of thing rather than a
Ooh.
much more prepared
Yeah.
thing.
It
Okay.
sounds less it sounds more forceful and less like willing from that
Yeah.
part.
Anyway,
I
while
have
you guys are
to be-
basically on the Oregon Trail getting to this contact, can I have some of you roll a perception check?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. why
Yes.
Sure.
Good
One.
DM. Of course.
Also, I do want to say though, did what have like Bloom would have tried to steal the arm that earlier before suddenly? Was she able to do that
Oh
without
god,
people
that
seeing her?
one.
Yeah. Jesus
I'm
I'm in
Christ.
trance. I'm in trance.
Hey, Matt.
So,
To
yes.
ask with Kree because of specific stuff.
21.
we did advantage on perception checks.
He'd get the same things that Zenith gets, which is hearing and smell.
Yeah.
Well, he'd
Okay.
just get he'd get advantage on his perception checks. Yes. Sorry, I had needed a moment. Anyway, so we're gonna get the elephant out of the room, the elephant in the room out of the way first. Sopez.
Hey, shut up.
Oh god.
No, Puddle!
As
Oh god.
as you are walking, you're just kind of vibing. You're looking around. You haven't been home in a very long time. You're kind of excited. You get to see your kids. You get to see Cork, and you feel a rock hit your shoe. Like you feel yourself stub your shoe into a rock,
Oh no.
and your legs just completely go to jelly. And
Oh,
as this is kind
no.
of happening in slow motion, you see a puddle. And you land face first into
Not
this puddle.
again.
Not again!
Con-
Did anything happen?
context to viewers: this happened in the first campaign of Sopez, and traumatized.
And he
It's been hinted at with a separate character that we had early on in the campaign that there was a weird shadow thing going on. Last time he fell in a puddle, he went not great. Not great things happened. He's kind of traumatized.
I told everyone to deafen except for Sopez.
Oh, I
God
didn't.
damn it.
Oh,
Oh no.
Not this, not actually. Go God.
Oh,
I was
oh,
giving context to the viewer.
Oh, I thought you
I
someone
mean,
tell.
I can.
I mean, for good old
It would've-
times, I guess.
It would have been funny for you just to be like, everyone deafen, and then you just go, ha, fuck you, Isaac, and then make everyone undeafen.
That would have been funny. But yeah, for context viewers, I made everyone deafen. I told Isaac some important shit to his arc, and it traumatized him.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, he doesn't like
Okay,
Puddle.
getting to everyone else. So, as you guys are continuing, this is a very basic. You've kind of noticed through your journey from the center of the Okria to its outskirts that it has gone from a very lush kind of oak tree dies in the winter, comes back in the summer, spring tree forest to a very evergreen forest. It is very tundra-esque here, and it's very mountainous.
So we went from a deciduous forest to a tundra, essentially.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you, Levi, for the very important. It is
Having
colder.
a little bit of biome change.
Yeah. So you would also know that from the studies that happened in, like, especially Bluma, you would know this. The studies that happened when the Feywild first started infecting the Empire. It was known that the Feywild's magic did not affect evergreen trees or highly acidic the soils of the highly acidic tundra.
So the Pharaoh's magic did not affect the acidic tree.
It does not affect evergreens or just the biome of a tundra in general. So that is why it is extremely alarming when, as you guys pass a tree, it has the markings of Feywild magic.
Wait,
And after you pass this tree, the forest almost completely changes.
would Sopes know about this?
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
so this is normal.
What
Okay.
would Bruno's getting shot? Wait, something's wrong here.
It's
The
we're
Feywild
going
magic
through
is
Feywild.
around here. It's not supposed to be. The fuck is going on?
It has been here for a very long time. This Feywild kind of just happens everywhere around the continent.
Like, you got Soaps, you kind of like hear Cruelty unscrew the lid of the jar, and he looks at the tree, and it's just like, it shouldn't affect that tree though. It's an evergreen.
The
Yeah.
fuck?
This is a tundra.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not supposed to be here.
How long would this have been here for Sopes then? Is it more recent or has it been here forever?
Soaps has never seen this before.
Oh well, you said he would know that it's been in this area.
I did not.
Yeah,
Did I?
That's what
I
Isaac
asked.
asked, and you said yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you ask a question.
Oh yeah, because I said would Sopes know that this has been here, and you said yes. So I said, okay, so it's just been here before.
Sorry,
Then forget
that was me just not like understanding
forget
and not.
everything Sopes has said that
Hi,
he's also
Silver.
concerned.
Hi,
We'll,
Silver.
we'll just
Hello, Dan.
recap that. Also, hello.
Yeah. So
Somebody,
yeah,
someone
ex-
can we can
Wanted
retcon
to
it.
write and say, Eli, The Last of Us stream tonight. I'm going to watch it and spoil
Fuck
it
you.
for you. Bye.
Shut up. Fuck you.
Bruh.
Dear
I'm gonna
God.
fucking
Oh,
Anyway.
murder
he's
him.
gone.
I'm
I
gonna
want in on
murder
that.
him.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Oh god.
Fucking
Soaps.
fucking
so
asshole.
instead of his normal reaction, he would after he finally dried his face off with a fucking puddle, he'd kind of stop in his tracks and say, "This shouldn't be here. This has never been here before."
That's why I said.
Do you look beyond this tree? Like, do you look down the path more?
Yes.
You
Bruno
see
will.
that down this path, it's not as fast, but it's obvious that down this path is almost completely consumed by Feywild flora and fauna.
I'm gonna get the jar, boy. I'm gonna tap the jar.
He's already out, so I don't know what you
Oh.
mean.
I'm gonna ask
So Rocker
if
will
Cruelty
go
has any idea
as a
why it's like
direction.
So you see, like, Cruelty, he kind of like steps out of the jar. It's kind of very, cartoonish. And he walks ahead of you guys.
Hey, I mentioned that Bruno will toss something into like the Feywild to see if anything kind of is alerted from that area.
What did you say Bloom would also do? Sorry.
just basically throwing the rock to see if anything is affected. Because knowing the Feywilds, at least
Yeah.
what she remembers, it's unpredictable.
So as you
So
toss the rock, I mean, you toss the rock, and it catches the attention of a little, like a bunny that hops out.
No.
Cute.
I'm sorry. No, not again.
And it just sniffs the rock but moves on.
everybody be on the land. Don't trust anything that you see, even the fucking grass.
But as you guys, or Cruelty, he walks down the path, and he seems to be trying to figure it out. And he kind of like looks to you guys, and it's just like,
You don't know,
this
dude.
should be. I don't. It. Ow.
Ow.
And Soaps,
Well,
after he says "ow," you watch him melt to a puddle.
Huh? Soapus is running over to him.
With the jaw. I'm kidding.
And the second like you run over to him, he basically just kind of like moves, like he's just kind of like liquidate, like he's complete liquid right now. So he just kind of like slinks over to you, and just climbs up you enough to crawl back into the jar.
No.
the forbidden slushy.
Are you okay? Can you talk?
You get some gurgles in response.
I mean,
Alright,
yeah.
just stay in there for now.
Hey, out of character, who's getting drink 'em? It's the forbidden slushy.
Do not.
It's Soap's boyfriend, so
Yeah, it
Do not cut
come on, Soap's, drink your boyfriend.
my jar boy.
You will still be drinking out of them one way or another. Come on.
I don't think drinking a Titan is a good idea.
I mean, you can drink him in another way.
That's the way I'm fine
That's
with.
for Soap's.
Blood.
Anyway, so
I just want to add that Bluma goes on ahead and is just looking around like she's kind of zipping through the side, trying to see if she could recognize anything to like know to if there's anything to be worried about. Actually,
not so far.
Then a hawk comes out. No, I'm kidding.
But I mean, you guys have to continue through this on this path to get to your contact.
Bluma, can I like roll like an investigation sort of like that to see if there's anything bad in the area?
Sure. You can roll like a nature check or something.
Does Bloomer get because it's Feywild shit?
Mm-hmm.
An investigation or like a survival or nature? What was it?
Nature. With advantage.
I just zoned back in. What happened? I'm sorry.
Forbidden slush.
Do not.
27.
So you, as you're zipping through, you don't really see anything outright dangerous. Like nothing that is outright dangerous unless provoked. But everything, like even those, like all the the animals that are there, all of the Feywild animals, they seem heavily displaced, as if something had just picked them up and plopped them there.
Keep your eyes peeled. I'm not liking this. They're not supposed to be here. They even
Max,
act like they're not. They don't
Yes.
Can I
Yes,
just
we-
for the rest of this travel in the Fae, or at least this section,
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll a stealth just in case something happens?
Sure.
He's gonna hide in a box.
Well,
Like
he can
Snake.
also go invisible, so if anything, he'd be following from behind, invisible.
Yeah. Half this party can just turn invisible. I would say if we want, we can have Zill go first, cause
No,
she's
fuck.
not very affected by Fae things, or like it's less like she's like less likely to get killed by something immediately.
27.
You seem to be hidden.
Alright, so Opus is just kind of, he's going to be in the back, invisible, just watching.
Are we gonna start
Okay.
walking? Cause I'll have Zill just start walking.
I did want to ask, are there any neat-looking plants around, Max?
If
So-
he has questions from a web, at least answer something.
Yes, but there are neat plants around,
Neat.
but they are all rotting.
Oh,
Oh,
What
that's
is
a
the
very
Bluma
important thing that
Snuka?
we missed.
feels like an important detail that some of our perception checks should have got.
Hey, so
I
It was
also don't-
an investigation.
I did not think of the plants, to be completely honest, until I just looked at my notes.
I'm assuming Oric would be noticing this, and
Yeah.
can he roll a nature
Same with
to
Bluma.
figure out what's going on there?
Yeah, both you guys can roll nature to figure out what's going on.
Would I be able to roll a
Advantage
history
for me
check?
as well.
What? What'd you say, Mist?
Advantage again.
Would I be able to
Would
roll a
I-
history check to see if I've seen this before?
28.
Would I also be able to roll with advantage, Max?
I mean, yeah, you have the book.
Oh, yeah, I do have the book.
28 on whether or not I've seen this before.
Christ on a fucking cross.
Expertise in history, y'all.
27, 27, 28, 28. There's like 3 21s.
21.
I rolled a 26 for my perception earlier too. We got high rolls
Right.
tonight, boys.
Anyway,
All
And
downhill.
boom, a fight comes in and we all get them once.
okay. So, you guys pretty much all know, like, Mist, Oric, the plants that are rotting are plants that don't rot. These aren't like ghost blooms that, only that have a certain time frame before they just, they not kill themselves. They they rot and turn into a different property. Shut up.
Suicidal plants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
These
That caught me off
are
guard.
That's a mood, though. I'm sorry.
These are specific plants that are not supposed to rot because of their magical properties. And Zill, you have never seen this before. You've never heard of this before. This is completely new.
Could I ask what the plants are? Just 3 of them.
Well, you have one of them is a diamond flower, which is a well-known ice flower that is extremely difficult to harvest.
I remember
Uh,
those.
Oh, I remember those.
I remember those. Those fuckers.
One of them is a nightfall rose, which is named after it. Well, it's its Ottawan name because it was named after it was discovered in the Bleed. Obviously, after Nightfall, the vampire capital of the world. And the last one would be Dryad's bark, specifically coming off the trees. Because the trees, the reason you can tell that they are from the Feywild is the bark every crevice of the bark has a green glow to it. The bark on these trees has no glow. Well, it does, but it's not really a glow, more of a black aura.
Ah. God, I have a spell that I want to use, but it might be a bad idea.
Luma would go grab another flower, like just uh like a of grass or just like a leaf or something,
Aggressive.
and then she will kind of no, here's what's gonna happen. Fluent's gonna be using the cantrip Druid Craft to basically make a stick and cast again to make some a little bit rope and with like a vine with leaves, and she's gonna poke the kind of sludge thing, seeing if it spreads.
So you like poke this bark. It doesn't spread, but you are overcome with the smell of death.
Uh, hmm. Yo, everybody. Remember when Astro said he smelled death? I'm smelling it too now.
Do you guys go near where Bluma is?
Sure.
Orc
I
would
will have
already be
Zill.
near.
You
Yeah.
guys would also
with
smell
Zill.
this because of the tree. And Bluma, did you look away from the tree at all?
No, but she like at least made the like kind of stick and stuff a bit long to not be close to it.
Okay. As you kind of like move the stick from where it was like kind of blocking your view a little bit, you pull the stick back and you see blood.
Ma'am? Sure. What?
May I ask what
Tree?
color blood?
Blood colored blood.
Red,
Like
Blood
human
colored
colored
blood.
blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something. Fireball.
That's not a good idea.
You just say fireball?
You're going to cast
What?
fireball. Okay.
Firebolt. Okay. So
Okay, I thought you said fireball.
as
I
you
don't
cast
even have
Yeah,
that.
that's what I heard.
So as you cast a spell, I mean, the tree does look like it gets a little toasty. And as you you would know that magical fire does not keep fire. Like it doesn't if it's casted, it will not catch anything on fire. But it will burn things, like scorch things. So as this tree kind of gets scorched, it doesn't burn or like scorch like wood would. Barkwood. It sizzles.
Does the sludge kind of bubble?
It sizzles like human skin. Like flesh.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think it's time we move on.
What's the matter?
That is not okay. Yeah.
What's the matter? Give me a
Max,
knife.
I
Somebody, give me a
wanna-
knife now.
Max, I wanted to ask if the specific smell of death, would Zill recognize that in any way? Like that specific smell of death?
Old death. Like death on top of death. Just like you would remember this smell of death from mass graves that had been there for years because of a war, and piles of bodies were just added every day and left to rot. So you had new death on top of old death.
I'm not sure that makes sense, but okay. Bloom is asking for like a knife or something.
Does anyone give Bluma a knife?
Sure, why not?
Is it
Okay.
like a knife or like a sword that you give Luma?
Wait, what did you say?
A knife or a sword?
She asked for a knife, so I'm giving her a knife.
Just a standard knife. Okay.
Yeah, just a standard knife.
Do you stab the tree?
Sorry, I spaced.
Luma goes 10 feet away and throws the knife at the tree.
So because you're doing this from a distance, please roll to hit.
I will mention Auric, well, Zenith would have pulled Auric away from the tree after
Throws
having
the
seen it
for one.
bleed.
Nihilus in the foot.
Stuff out. What I
And-
use my strength or
It
dex?
ricochets off the tree and comes twirling.
Whatever's higher.
So you would use, because you're throwing it, I believe.
You can use strength or
Yeah,
dexterity.
your strength or dexterity.
Daggers are finesse, so yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
20.
It hits.
Does it bleed more? Does anything kind of scream or something?
Nothing screams. But you do see the tree, like you see a little, like a line of blood kind of draw and drip down the tree.
Luma gets closer and now proceeds to use knife to cut it down. I kind of stripping the sludge, like how you would strip bark, to see inside.
As you do this, it does not feel like you're cutting through a tree.
Oh.
And you
Oh.
you see, as you cut this tree, it feels as if you are cutting into a body
Oh.
with no with no bones, just pure muscle that is contracting against every draw you try to make with this knife, every cut. It's making it extremely difficult.
Question: Can I roll something to see if Nihilus has ever heard of anything like this, or is this just something?
None of you have ever heard of this.
If
Can
It's just
I
com-
run a con?
I think we overstayed our welcome, and we should probably get going.
Can I
No,
just
no,
roll
no.
like
This is bad. This is bad.
insight
We
on the
have to see what's going on.
Well, if we try and figure out what's going to happen, something is going to come here and get us. I, for one,
And
think
if
we
we
should
don't,
leave.
we should leave, but we should at least figure out what the fuck is going on.
We can possibly
We're
Oh.
not
find
supposed to be
the
here.
way.
Yeah.
does Kree recognize anything like with the building they were in before, with like how he touched the wall and it felt weird, like creaky? Like, is there anything familiar with this situation or no? Because I wanted to ask about that.
Not really.
Okay.
Not exactly.
Can I run a Arcana check to
Yeah.
see if Puma could like sense anything magical from it?
Sure.
Max, may I
18.
modify?
Would you go? Let me check. 18. Bluma. Make a wisdom saving throw.
What the fuck?
Because as you try to look for magic, you are overwhelmed with the amount of magic that is in this area.
Do I get advantage? From like
No. No.
like 17.
Okay, you don't take any damage, but your head hurts now. Really fucking bad.
She like
But,
with one eye closed, she kind of lifts her arm and casts this spell magic to see if it affects the tree.
Detect magic?
The spell magic.
So, the spell goes through. Nothing happens. the tree, like the what you've cut open, like you've managed to cut a bit open, and inside this tree, you see muscle or flesh or just something, and you can see it kind of tensing and releasing and pulsating and gushing,
Gross stuff.
doing gross fleshy stuff. And as this is happening, you see that this... Have you let go of the knife?
Ruben will have at least pulled it like out.
Okay,
And
good.
still holding the knife.
So while you were pulling it out, you would have noticed it was a bit harder to pull the knife out, because it seemed as if the tree was trying to pull you in.
Is there a
Oh.
heartbeat? Does this tree have a heartbeat?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
I think we might. Does anybody got a shovel?
Okay, I think we're poking around at this thing
Yeah,
for
we should
too long because we're not gonna
probably
find
go.
no answer just poking at a literal flesh tree.
Should I blow it up?
No,
Let's just go.
just leave it alone.
Sorry. 1 second. This is not supposed to be here, so Bruno, like, have we passed like the entrance where it starts to become like a Feywild type of deal?
I'm sorry, what did you ask?
Like how far are we from like the entrance to that whole Feywild looking place?
So,
Like, did we pass it too far, or?
you guys are like 15 feet away from it.
Alright, give me a few moments. Give me like 10 minutes at least, okay?
No.
No.
Bluma. There's a saying that I learned with some people from my group. The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. And usually the finding out is gonna get your ass kicked.
Luma casts his catapult and uses a rock as Kenner's head.
Do I get to make a save against that technically?
Yeah, that's a dex save. I was a while back. I misread catapults, thinking it was a spell attack, but no, it's you have to make a dex save.
Yeah.
Give me just a moment. I have to do a thing. I wasn't in my server.
Oh.
Oh. Um.
So what's going on?
So, Blueba, as you cast a spell, something goes wrong.
Uh-oh.
And instead of the rock kind of flying as it should, it drops. Like, your spell picks it up and drops it.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Yet.
Do I lose the spell slot, or do I still keep it?
You still keep the spell slot, as the spell does not go through.
I like that
And
you get for it.
as this happens, you all feel a very heavy presence. As if it's specifically the spellcasters. If you can cast any spell, it's suddenly very suffocating.
Well,
And
just say.
do any of you look at your hands?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, as you look at your hands, the very tips of them are starting to turn a bluish gray.
Like they're
All of them?
dying.
Or is it
Just
just
the
a spell?
spellcasters.
It's just the spellcasters.
I have to
Luma
ask.
will fly out of the area, like past the points that I mentioned earlier, to see if anything changes.
So it seems to get worse as you try to go back. It just seems to be like this area in general.
No, like Bloom is trying to get out of the area, away from the.
Like, are you heading back to where you guys came from, or where you guys are going?
Came from.
Okay, that's where I said it seems to get worse.
And if Bloom goes back to where they're going, or going to, does it change?
Yes, it gets better because you are no longer heading towards the origin tree.
Max, does Oric? Nope, that's out of character. Sorry.
Wait.
Anyway,
Max, I have to ask. So this is affecting Zill, right?
mm-hmm.
How would that work with the fact that her hands are low-key already painted in like black? Is it just going like over it?
So
Because obviously her magic is unstable, so she's not going great. But like,
Zill, for you, it's more of your hands themselves. Like, you can see this like unstable magic that is kind of low-key consuming you, kind of receding.
what do you mean by that? What do you
You guys
mean?
should- You may want to leave the area.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Zenith and Oric have already been walking for 5 minutes.
Nihilus is going to then say, so Bluma, like I just said, the more you fuck around,
The more you
you're
find
gonna
out.
find out. So we're gonna
Zill?
leave.
Yo,
Zill is
I
gonna
was
look up
not
from
going to do anything.
Zill is gonna look up from her hands, and she's just gonna look in the direction that Bluma was like messing with the tree. Like, not Bluma herself, because Bluma has moved from that, but like the tree, and just goes, maybe we should stop fucking with stuff that's bigger than us. And then she's gonna start walking towards where Oric and Zenith are heading.
Okay.
Yeah, Soap is this too. If you guys can even see him.
Question: can we even bring the
He's
cart
that
in
good.
here, or were we on the cart? Or
I assume most of you are on the cart.
all right,
Oric
well, now
were.
back on the cart.
Or, yeah, we're.
Uma would go back to the car, but she's gonna try to cast Firebolt, but aim to the sky.
Okay. So the fireball dies in your hands. And do you continue this?
Continue what?
Like, trying to cast fireball.
No, a firebolt.
Firebolt. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. The firebolt continues to die in your hands. Do you continue to cast it? Or try to?
She switch. Bloom will be like constant casting cantrips, switching between them, like from Firebolt, Mending, Thornwhip, and Jewelry Craft, seeing if
So-
anything is working.
As you guys are about 60 feet away from what you kind of could assume was the first tree to be infected in this area, your spells return.
And the blue stuff leaves our fingies, right?
Yes, the bluish gray tint, or for Kirsten's case, the magic receding, goes away.
Okay.
So like it was the nighttime magic field, I'm guessing, in the area of that tree.
Maybe it'd be best if we leave it alone.
Would it affected Soap as at all, Max? Because he's not exactly a full spellcaster.
He's not a full spellcaster, but he can cast spells in a
Okay, so-
roundabout way.
Did it affect him?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, Bloom is also not a full spellcaster. She's a half caster. So
Yeah, but still.
she was like, yeah. Either way, Bloom's gonna say, The thing I was gonna do was cast a ritual cast magic mouth as a warning, you fuck nugget. Warning people.
Well, I have no right to speak, considering I'm not a spellcaster. But it was quite obvious that everyone's spells were kind of going a little haywire.
Yes, but I was after the things I did. Something. The thing was bleeding. And this is not supposed to have magic. I'm okay. Has to be a creature living or through the plants. And I think
Something to be
anything living.
concerned about, but we may want to actually get going. I'm going to assume whatever that is, it's spreading. And between all of us, I'd rather get myself and everyone in this party out of that. So,
I
let's
just
go.
assumed we were already moving because, like, I
Yeah,
also got
we are.
As we get farther away, does Cruelty seem to be okay, or does he seem Puddle?
He seems to be getting better as you guys get further away, but he's still kind of liquidy. It seems that if that thing took a lot out of him.
Okay. Swear to God.
Oh, well, let's also not forget about Cruelty. He was a puddle for a bit. So, yeah.
I mean, he's slightly less of a puddle. Like he can talk now.
He's
But-
getting
Oh.
not good.
I wish he's still
Where's the
gurgled.
map? Where's the map?
Sopez is an expert in speaking gurgle.
But
Where's the map? What was kind of asking before?
Where's
what?
the what?
Who has the map? Like Bluma's asking who has the map.
Oh, the
Soaps.
map.
Map. So
Oh, the map. What about the map?
The map of the area.
What about
Yeah,
it?
write this down. We gotta put this down because I don't think this is living alone will be a good idea. We at least should know.
She's saying to update the map and put that tree there.
I will. I
I,
will whenever we reach the end of the Feywild area.
I
I
already did
mean,
on
you
my...
guys have already kind of reached the end of it.
Or then yeah, Sopez probably would have marked it down. Because
So
that's
Soaps, as
Okay.
you, it wasn't area wasn't very big. It was just heavily corrupted in a sense. And Soaps, as you try to write on the map, your ink kind of fades away, and another kind of writing appears, and it says, "Yeah, I already know about this. It's not important." And the writing disappears.
The fuck?
Bro?
Hang on.
Oh, fuck, who did that?
Turns out this
Sophus
is a
is just
soulmate AU.
Turns out,
Like, really,
turns out the map is a mimic.
he's going to grab it, and I don't know if anyone. Probably no one's noticed because he still is towards the back, but he's just going to write the word "who."
And this is the contact map, correct?
Yes.
And simply, you just get response. The only thing you get is the writing appearing next to where the contact is located, and it's just an arrow pointing to the little dot where they are.
Ah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. That's a really handy map.
It would have been funny if it was a mimic, though.
Just write bitch on the map.
No, I am not offending a comment, but Sopez would be sure to keep that in mind and interesting.
Would he tell everybody what happened?
I mean, probably not.
Okay. So we're gonna time skip a couple hours. And do you guys? It's getting dark. It's been a long day. You guys started out pretty early in the morning. Do you guys want to camp for the night?
Are we a
Sure.
good distance away from that area?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You
Then
guys
yeah.
are a couple miles away. Okay.
Myers.
Are there any
Wait, we're a couple miles.
No.
Yes.
in the
What, Mike,
area
what we
we're
got?
at?
Michael Myers as a
Are
party
there?
guard now?
Eli, can you repeat yourself? Sorry.
With the area, I was just going to ask: are there any like poisonous berries around that I can pick? Just like
I mean,
just like
there are
little
berries.
tiny rope like thing. Okay, Kree's gonna pick them and eat
There-
them as he's picking
There's a
them.
lot of berries. Okay.
He's having a fun day.
Someone will be ritual casting magic mouth around the
Oh.
camp.
Okay. So the magic goes through. Nothing. It feels like nothing was ever wrong with your magic. So yeah. But I mean, Kree.
Oh,
So you're just picking berries, minding your own business. Your own
I
business.
love my berries.
And I need everyone to deafen, except for
Oh.
Kree.
Oh,
Uh,
R.I.P. Kree.
Oh.
Good luck, my soldier.
before anything, I do want to mention that the whole thing about the magic mouth was for it to kind of let out like a cry if any type of creature comes close that wasn't some type of like small rodents or like something
Yeah.
insignificant.
Yep. I know. You're good.
Right? So just saying this, whatever's gonna happen might alert those magic mouths.
Yep.
I'm definitely now.
Okay. So Kree, you're far enough from the camp that the spell that Bluma put up is not working.
Ironically.
So you're just kind of vibing. You're picking berries. You're kind of thinking
My
about your last
berries
letter
just
to your.
let me do-
You're just thinking about your last kind of couple sending stone chats with your dad and how they kind of got cut off. Almost every time. And how he never seems to know about any of your letters.
Damn, that bitch isn't
And-
writing back.
So you're kind of just like you're picking a berry, and you get to a berry you can't exactly reach, and you're really struggling to reach this, and it's not because you're too short. It's because like it's in a hard to reach place. You
Okay,
seem to
'cause
be too big
I was
to
about
get it.
to say, Max, I'm too big. Instead of being too short, I'm too tall.
Yeah, you're too big to get it. Without getting your eyes poked out by thorns. So as you're trying to get this, you see another hand kind of reach in and grab the berries, and hand you this sprig of berries, which is a lot more berries than you were after.
Oh god. When Kree saw the hand, he honestly more than likely would have jumped and kind of like, I would say not fell back, but probably ended up tripping and falling on his butt. It was just, freaked out the hell and back.
So
And he looked at
as you
who gave him the berries.
so as you kind of look up at this person, she quickly apologizes, and for scaring you, and you look up and you see a woman who seems to be kind of in a she's wearing this white flowy dress that kind of like gives the vibe of a woman who likes to run in the woods. It's off the shoulder. It has like a bell. It has bell sleeves. It's like floor length. But she has basically white hair, and it's braided very intricately, and there's like a bunch of flowers braided in, but one specifically is a red spider lily that is braided into her hair and kind of like tucked behind her ear.
Oh,
And like you can
totally
kind of
isn't
see
fucking
the
creepy at all.
you can kind of see them you can kind of see them some tattoos out from under the white dress that are like kind of up her arm and on her shoulders and such. And Kree, you do recognize this woman.
Oh. Wait,
You
how do I
recognize her from Idris.
recognize her?
You recognize her from Idris's journals. She's a woman that features in Idris's journals a lot.
Just... Oh, fuck. Does she have the same tattoo, like, on her wrist that would be in the drawings Idris drew?
Mhm.
Okay. Because Kree would kind of, like... He'd be kind of, like, panting a little bit, like, you know, when you get the shit scared out of you, your heart races and you pant a little bit. And, like, he'd kind of be calming himself down. And he looked at her and, like, kind of seemed heavily confused. Because, like, the outfit did throw him off because he would have seen drawings of her in, like, more pirate outfits type thing, you know? And he just
I mean, if it helps, there is a pirate-esque corset, but that's about it.
yeah. I mean, it does help him a little bit, but, you know, he's Kree. But, he when he did recognize her, his head would kind of, like, tilt a little bit out of, like, curiosity.
And she like crashes down in front of you and she hands you the berries and she's, I'm so sorry for scaring you. I didn't mean to.
Oh, she handed the berries to me. Kree would kind of, like, reach out to grab them very cautiously, and he'd just go, oh, okay. Just kind of like, you know, it's okay. Like, it's his way of saying that.
And she stands up and offers you a hand to help you up.
He would take it.
And she says, why are you out here alone?
He confused and kind of like point back to where the others were to show like he wasn't alone, but technically, but then also just like hold up the berries and he'd go, the berries are good.
And like she nods in somewhat understanding. And she says, I know who you are, but do you recognize me?
Picture lady?
What'd you say? Sorry, you cut out.
All Kree said was picture lady.
Okay. All I heard was lady.
Oh, Slim Shady.
Lady. Anyway, so she kind of laughed at this a little bit. She says, I mean, yes, you can understand me as that. But let's just say I am someone who wants to help you get Idris back.
Gone though.
Not exactly. I can help you get him back. You just have to do what I say and get what I need.
And Kree would kind of like, he would seem really confused, and like his tail would kind of just be, it kind of curl around his leg, to like hint that he was a bit nervous, and he just point at her and like still seem confused, is like he doesn't really know who she is except like the pictures.
And she says, well, if you need a name, I'm Zora.
And Kree would kind of like take a minute to like take the name in, and he'd just be like Zora?
And she nods and says, I was Aegis's wife before I died to a sickness. He died before his time. And I was granted a chance to help you bring him back.
Just God, it fucking sucks having a character who can't really speak. Because I'm trying to think of what he'd say and how he'd say it. But essentially, what he'd want to say. Oh, fuck. He'd just end up looking at her and go, how?
And she kind of like conjures a paper. And she says, the gods brought me back. In a sense, I'm a spirit. But so I can't exactly get things in this world. So I'll need your help. And if you get these things for me, and she kind of like hands him the paper and has a list of several things.
Would I
I will be-
recognize any of them? I'm sorry.
Like you would recognize that like it's fairly easy stuff to get. You can get it at almost any alchemy shop. A couple of them are gonna be a bit of a struggle to get, but I'm sure you could find them. Just out and about. But she says, if you get me these things, I can bring him back.
For a second, I look at the list, like, kind of reading them, like, because I'd assume he still is learning Common properly, so he can't really understand a few of them. And he'd look up to her and just kind of like go, and just kind of like just go, Dad? And just kind of like, he's mentioning Terrace of like, Terrace didn't agree to this type thing. Like he wants to be like, he needs to ask his dad, he has to ask his dad for permission.
Zora, she says, I've already gotten permission from him, do not worry. And she hands him a paper from like, not exactly her back pocket, but like a belt that she's wearing that has some like shit in it. And it seems to be like, an okay from Terrace.
I mean, I would recognize the handwriting, right? As Terrace's. Okay. And like, Kree would see that and he'd read it, and he'd just kind of like get really happy and just nod, and just he'd end up like going, Idris back, Zil happy?
And she nods.
And like, he'd kind of like take the papers he got and kind of put them in his pocket and just kind of like nod and just, he's agreeing to what she's asking.
And she just smiles and says, I will be in touch. And with that, she kind of walks behind a tree and disappears. And I'm going to tell everyone to come back.
But the way my fucking jaw dropped, I'll be honest. That was funny shit.
Is Kree dead?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
I have to double check.
Maybe.
I hope you guys enjoyed my
Listen, if Kree dies, that means you have to bring back Idris. So
That was a lie. Holy shit.
That was
I
like
hope
10
you-
minutes. That
I
scared
hope
me.
you guys enjoyed my song.
That was a song?
Yes.
I
Is that an
song.
actual song?
If
Yes,
Kree
that is
dies,
a
you
song.
have to bring back Idris. Kirsten, I hope you
Yeah.
know if I ever brought back Idris, it'd be an Idris from another dimension.
uh-huh.
That's boring, though.
More trauma for Zill. Perfect.
Exactly.
Because that's what she needs right now.
Anyway,
You know the Instagram reel I sent you? The premise of that,
Oh, I haven't looked at it yet.
bro.
Kree,
Quick
do you return?
question.
Yes.
Were any of the magic mounts alerted?
Nope.
Okay.
Kree, do you return to camp?
So, Kree would more than likely kind of wait for a few seconds, just to make sure that one thing was gone, and he'd end up, oh, why did my thing spark? Anyways, he would kind of like grab the rest of the berries he was holding and like put them in a little pouch and kind of rush back to camp, and he'd seem a little bit happier than what he has been the past few days, which would be very noticeable.
Agree. Something happened?
And Kree would just nod and lift up his berries.
Oh, that's nice. Awesome.
Man, I am doing a
Oh,
terrible job watching this kid.
So, question, like, we are setting up camp here, right?
Yeah.
Now this is just gonna unhook Calypso from the cart, so she can just vibe wherever, I guess.
You.
So,
Oops, sorry, Bluma. You go.
I know it's like Rumor will be going to Gunnar and just kind of tapping him on the shoulder and kind of telling him to follow her without saying it. Like kind of motioning to follow.
Sure, just 1 second, then he just unhooks Calypso from the cart.
And you guys watch Calypso promptly trot off and go just kind of walk into a pond until it was like she was head deep, basically.
She needs it, honestly.
I mean,
She's taking a bath.
the pond is currently steaming away, so there's like dead fish that are probably
Oh.
perfectly cooked, kind of like sculling up to the surface. The pond is
She's
boiling.
getting us dinner right now, guys.
Nyla just looks at that. It's like, you know what? Before I found out about what she was, this tracks. This makes sense. And I was just gonna follow Bluma.
I will just say before they do that, Zill will be sitting by herself on like the edge of where they're camped, just leaning against a tree, very much
Wow.
taking some alone time.
Okay.
For now.
I was gonna say that
I-
she's gonna have a Kree run up to her and give her a couple berries. He can't tell if they're poisonous or not, might I add, so there might be one or two that are poisonous.
Doesn't
And
affect
kind of
her,
run off.
so.
Exactly.
That's a gamble I like to make.
I will say as well, Zenith and Orc are essentially camping on the other side of the road.
I see how. I'm kidding.
Sopaz is just, he held up 2 fingers and he's invisible right now.
I mean,
Anyways.
also, sorry to cut in, but for one roleplay thing for Zill, when Kree did approach you, it would seem like, again, it'd be noticeable that he was a lot happier than he has been since the funeral. Because more than anything, he's just been nervous. But he would have given you the berries and just was really not giddy, but just very excited, like he had something in mind, but he wasn't saying anything. And he'd kind of just give Zill the berries and just have this big smile on his face and kind of like end up just walking away to give her some space.
Yeah, I would say she also, like, you guys could tell, she looks absolutely pissed. Like, she looks like the angriest person you've ever laid eyes on currently, which is kind of why she's away from camp. Though she would, like, half smile at Kree and, like, accept the berries, and then go back to looking pissed.
She only acts nice when it's Kree.
It's because Kree is baby and doesn't deserve her attitude.
Where is Buma taking Nihilus?
Just like the side.
Okay. He's like, okay. What do you want?
For one, should we continue calling you Nihilus or Kenner for right now? Because at this point, everybody knows. There's no point in hiding.
And not Nihilus is trying to find the word. I go by Nihilus because there's people after me. I can't just be flinging my name around.
Yeah, but that's in public. But when it's just us, that's what I'm referring to.
If it's just us, you can call me Kino or Nihilus. I particularly don't care.
Okay? And tell me, what do you need the gloves for? The silver gloves. The gauntlets.
Utility.
Tell me all right now, because I need to know what you're making if you want me to know what.
I'm going to beat the living shit out of that godforsaken werewolf.
Anything else?
The only thing I want more is to give that bitch silver poisoning.
Hmm. So you need more than just a gauntlet. Here,
I really only need the gauntlets. The sword can apparently do damage to certain creatures that I select. It's weird, and he just pulls it out. It's weird. Neat swords, though, and he just puts it back. Is that all?
let's see if I can make something better for you, actually. How, hmm.
If it's a gun, I'd rather not.
It won't be a gun, dumbass.
Well, I was just clarifying.
You know I like explosives. It would have been more of an actual exploding punch if you were going to think I was
Explosions are
making that. No. No, it's not that. Your werewolf form. How well can you control it? Can you just turn it on and off?
kind of, though. If I'm trying. Okay, I know mechanically how it works. I'm trying to think how I explain it in character. Whenever I get hurt too badly, there's a chance I might not fully go crazy, but I might accidentally lash out.
Not that. I'm talking about can you just fully transform right now and then come back to your normal self?
Yeah, I can, though I can only do it. Actually, hang on. Let me check. Is it a short rest or is it a long rest? It's a short or long rest. I can just get it back. Yeah, he just like he says, yeah, I can easily do that. What you need measurements?
I need both your measurements of your normal hands and your werewolf hands.
All
Let me
right.
give you something better. than just stupid gloves.
Just note, the silver can't directly touch me.
No, duh, dipshit.
Well, I was just making sure you were aware, dipshit. And he just like takes off his gloves and holds out his hands. Go ahead.
Cut things short. Basically, like Loomis is writing down like the measurements of his normal hands, then asking him to transform to get the measurements of his werewolf arms
Furry.
and everything.
And then he just shifts back and puts his gloves back on. Is that it?
I want to say thank you for at least trying with Astro.
We are going to try that again whenever we have more time and in a better place.
Yeah. We can.
Just,
I don't think it's a good idea anymore, to be honest with you.
you don't want to do it again?
I don't know, man. Every time I try something, it's as if nothing goes better. I forget things, I remember them slightly, and it's just
Yeah, it's a pain.
it's a nightmare.
I get that. Maybe you might need to get to know Astral a bit better. I don't know. Once again, and I'm just saying this as a slight reminder, just try to be a bit nicer towards the party. And like I said, for now at least, try to keep your distance from Zoe because I feel like she's close to possibly. I can't read her. I'm gonna be honest. I can't read her at all. So I'm just be careful, I suppose. Just think of what you're gonna do and shit. Don't poke her, metaphorically speaking and literal.
Depends, actually.
What?
It depends how much trouble she causes.
Luma, did you do something? Or are you planning something?
Planning something? I mean, I don't know much of anybody here. Other than, still, it's too much of a no for me.
All I know is to keep my distance, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Her problems are her problems. And frankly, I don't know her enough to intervene in that. And secondly, she's something that we don't really know. So maybe it'd be best to either take her word for it or just leave her alone.
Yeah. True.
Because I feel like messing with her in certain ways will have possible consequences.
That makes sense. Can you at least help me with something for your gauntlets, at least?
Sure.
I need you to dig a hole. 2 holes, actually. One, well, like a foot, 2 foot deep, a foot wide, and
Do you need like a little forge area? Is that what you're asking?
yeah.
I
I
will
need
do
a
it.
specific fire pit.
I will do it a little bit away from camp, so no one is bothered by the banging. Also, I think I might need to check on Calypso when I'm done with that, because I feel like she might evaporate that lake now that I think about it.
It was a pond.
my
Oh, but still.
my smithing tools and stuff is on the cart, right? So I would still need it in the cart area.
We can manage. I can do it. Now let's just whiz out a shovel. Alright, let's get to it then.
Alright. Context. Basically, what she wants is basically a underground fire pit. Like, usually done to hide fire easier, or another way to say it's just a big hole in one big hole, and a smaller hole to the side that is connected to it. And
once Nihilus is done digging the holes, he's going to go check on Calypso.
yeah, but Bruno just basically wants Nihilus to do that type of kind of fire pit. And Bruno's going to just set up her smithing, like Chris want to melt down some silver ingots to make his gauntlets.
Max?
What? Sorry.
Did you even hear what we said?
The last part I did not. The last thing I heard was fire pit.
Basically,
she's making the fire pit and using getting her smithing tools out.
Yeah.
To make the gauntlets for Nihilus, but I'll send you what the style what she's trying to actually make in the end.
Alright. Also, Nihilus is gonna go check on Calypso.
I mean, the lake is like she's now like laying down in this little pond. The fish have like some of the fish that are closer to her that are on her are burnt, but the majority of them that are further away, all of them are cooked. Like they are seared.
Nihilus is just gonna use the shovel to kind of pick up some of the fish. He's not sitting in it.
I mean, they are like perfectly seared. They just need some seasoning.
Nice. And then he's just going to get some of those. He's then going to say, "You feeling all right?"
You get a snort in response.
All right, you enjoy yourself. And then he's just going to go back to camp to season the fish. Oh, man. That's probably gonna drive off some bandits or whatnot.
Okay, Mist, I won't make you roll anything for that. You can just make them.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Will they have the same properties as what they're meant to be? Like the actual skin? Alright.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to do one thing, and it involves Kree, because it's kind of no Kree.
Okay.
Eli, you back?
Oh, I've been here. I've just been muted.
Okay. So, Nihilus is just gonna slowly walk up to Kree, like trying not to startle, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, you want a fish?" And he just holds up a fish that he sees that he got from the lake. You want a fish?
I mean, Kree would have been, like, I guess, sitting at the open-ended of the cart, like, kind of sitting there on the edge, just, like, kicking his feet back and forth with what he can, with how fucking tall he is. Like, he's trying, but his feet are hitting the ground much, obviously.
He's probably sitting on top of the cart, probably.
I mean, yeah, he's probably sitting on the top of the cart. Sopez does not know how he got up there. He looked away for 1 second, and then he looked back, and Kree was on top of the fucking cart, just kicking his feet back and forth. Just the very top of it.
Nihilus is offering him a fish.
And, like, Kree Kree would look at him and just shake his head and lift up his berries. And, like, the berries he lifts up is just, like, a whole fucking, like, stick with, like, a shit ton of berries on them. He's having a heyday.
All right. So now this is going on. It's like, so you really like berries then?
And he'd just nod again, and like he'd look at the berries and probably end up offering him one. And
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
be honest, if Nihilus looked at it, he's probably gonna realize that's fucking poisonous.
Do I have to roll?
Make a nature check.
Let's go.
It's like it's a whole thing of like, you know how you get like a shit ton of candy, you don't know what's what, and like you're not even looking and you just like reach your hand in and grab one and hand one to a person? That's pretty much what he did.
I get a +0. Let's go.
I mean, hopefully Kree doesn't poison him.
This is gonna be great.
It depends on how poisonous the berry is, to be honest.
Nihilus eats it, he immediately goes unconscious.
So,
For Constitution sake.
Nihilus, you look at this berry. I mean,
Wait, what's the color of it?
It is a blueberry. Well, it's bluish, but it's kind of close. Like it's a very dark blue.
Bluish. It's is what it's gonna be.
Nihilus,
So
you're ahead, Max.
you don't know what this berry is, but you think if you ask Oric, he might know what it is.
Though he's across the road.
Yes, he's yeah.
But the question is,
I'm thinking.
I think that it will be poisonous. That's the thing.
I mean, it's been mentioned that he's been eating poisonous berries.
Yeah.
Like Oric did point it out.
Yeah. Nihilus is gonna say, "Is this poisonous?"
Kree would kind of like pause and like look down at the berry that he was holding and like the one he gave him, and he'd seem a bit confused and just shrug because he doesn't know. He just eats fucking berries, man.
I'm gonna ask Oric in a bit then.
No, you have some balls to eat it.
I'm just, you know what, fucking, I was just gonna pop it in his mouth.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't a pussy.
No, I was literally thinking, should I ask, or would I ask Oric, or is he gonna have faith in Kree and just...
Do not have faith in Kree.
So
He doesn't know.
you eat this berry, and you recognize the taste. Actually,
It's poison, isn't it?
It looked a bit different than the ones you're used to, but it was a bogberry, which is it's an edible berry. Well, okay, it's edible in a flip-flop sense. Some people can eat it, others can't. It just depends what region you're from. And it's not like deadly, just some people get sick from eating it.
Considering
Imagine
his
Nihilus
is
can't eat it.
from this region, would he be able to eat it?
So if Soap being from this region, he cannot eat bogberries. Osal recognizes bogberries as inedible. However, the area that Nihilus is from does recognize them as edible because people there can eat it.
Okay.
So Soapez is a vampire, so no, he cannot eat them.
What'd you say, Mist?
Does kind of vomit, or is he fine?
He's fine. Like he basically Nihilus recognizes this berry from eating it. Like he ate it during his childhood.
Man, time to give him some nostalgic trauma. If it wasn't poisonous, it still haunts him.
I mean, yeah, like most of his memories are him picking them with his siblings to make for his parents or yeah.
The things, anyways. Not Kree's going to see like Kree's going to see Nihilus like pause for a second, then kind of brush something off. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember this. It's been a long time since I had those."
He'll just get another berry.
I imagine Sopaz is invisible looking at them eating them like, what the fuck? Because he grew up
I'd
being
like to
told that they're
say-
not edible.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I'd like to say Kree is still like very much on top of the cart, like on the very tippy top of it. Like
Like,
he
even
should not be
Sopaz.
up there.
All right, so
Oh, then Kree's just hearing a lot of banging of metal.
now
I mean, it's not
Because
affecting him.
Bluma is maybe some gauntlets right now. Though
now,
if he's looking at Bluma, he will see
Hello?
how.
Oh God.
What, Max?
Is Max dying?
Is he? Is Max dying?
Max?
I think Max has
DM
died.
Sama? DM Sama?
All right.
Mr. DM
Alright.
Sama! He died!
Shut the fuck up.
He
I
died.
am taking over
He died.
for session.
Max is already back.
But I also
Fuck
would
him.
want to mention, but Kree honestly wouldn't
Fucking
be
Christ.
looking over to Bluma sadly because he is entranced with Nihilus at the
If
time.
you guys said anything, I have missed it because the DM just fucking died.
anyways,
Yeah.
No.
You're fine, you
what-
didn't miss anything.
Cool.
what I was gonna say is that Nihilus was gonna ask if he could just go up and hang out with Kree, like on top of the car.
I mean, Kree would shrug and kind of like scooch over a little bit.
All right, and Nihilus is gonna climb up and just do slight small talk with Kree and only eat berries that he knows is bog berries because he's not gonna take any other chances with the other berries.
What, you don't want Nihilus to get poisoned today? Sounds like a fun roleplay interaction. Sounds like a fun moment.
Yeah.
Think about the content, Cameron! Think about the content!
You know what, Kirsten? You're the voice at the back of my head again. You know what?
I also want to say for like a little tiny thing, when Nihilus did come up and sit down beside Kree, he would see a little paper like poking out of his pocket. Like, it's very obviously like he tucked it in his pocket, but like kind of struggled a little bit, but it's fine. Just like a little corner of it's peeking out of his pocket, but
All right.
it's just unfazed.
All right. Okay, now on one hand, I was tempted to just say Nihilus is just going to small talk, but Kirsten, the trustful voice in the back of my head,
I'm such a devil on people's shoulders. And then I get mad at them for being stupid. It's so great. Like, yeah, let me antagonize you real quick so I can yell at you for being stupid.
but the content.
What the content?
No, what? Fuck it. Nihilus is gonna eat another berry.
I mean, Kree just grabbed a random berry and gave it to him, so.
Alright. He's gonna eat one more random berry. Let's see.
Max, does he
Random
have
berry?
to roll? Yeah. A random berry.
Yeah, Max, I'm making this more fun for you. I'm antagonizing him.
Oh fuck. Okay, so
I challenged him.
Think of the content.
as you reach and you pull out another berry. This berry is a bit firm.
Nature check.
It's smaller and I don't. Yeah, you can roll a nature check. And it's red.
Give him
Oh.
disadvantage.
I mean, you're
Oh.
not entirely sure what it is. You've seen them in the forest before.
Can I roll intelligence of like anyone? I'll
Eat
eat
it.
it.
You've
Eat
already
Eat it,
rolled.
bitch. Eat it.
Fair. You know what? Fuck, he's gonna eat it. He's just gonna shrug and eat it.
It doesn't have much taste.
Con save.
So as you eat this, it goes out with a crunch. And And I mean, like the flesh of the berry itself tastes okay, but you kind of like accidentally crack the seed open, and it's really gross tasting, and it makes you kind of want to spit it out, like the pit.
Yeah, now it's just gonna spit out the pit.
But nothing seems to happen.
All right, that as
That's
much
disappointing.
as much as I
Did
would
he
like.
eat like a
to-
cherry?
Well, you guys know that when you eat poisonous berries or berries that make you sick, it's not an instantaneous effect.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm gonna brush that off.
So you guys don't know if it was bad or good.
Start of
Anyways.
next session, we just see Nihilus pass out. He's like
Like-
broken out into hives. He's like dying.
Like while we're on the road, he's driving, then he suddenly goes limp and falls off the cart.
I mean, he's on top of the
Uh,
cart right now. If he falls off, R.I.P.
Anyways, Nihilus is just gonna eat bog berries with Kree as he just has small talk, just getting to know him and such.
Does anyone else
Uh,
want to do anything? Oh, yes, Boomer.
how long is it can take Bloom to make those guns?
So those gauntlets are probably gonna take about 5 hours per gauntlet. 5 hours per gauntlet.
Oh shit. Oh, it is meant to be a kind of intricate thing.
Yeah.
So Bloom that's the first hour because she would still want to work on it, but enough to still get a full rest.
Um,
Does anyone else want to do anything before we skip
Uh,
the next morning?
yes.
will it be a long
Oh.
session? Oh, long rest. Sorry.
Yes, it'll be a long rest. And yes,
Would
Levi.
I? Oh,
Go
was gonna
ahead,
ask
go
if-
ahead, Isaac.
I was gonna ask if I can literally just do the funny meditate on the knives thing.
Sure.
All right. Do I have to roll anything, or does it just happen for an extra d6?
So roll a
Performance.
not performance. Roll your modifier. Like, fuck. I gotta think of something real quick. I can't think. My brain is dead. Roll wisdom.
Like, what are you trying
Wisdom,
to make?
okay.
Like, does it have to be like something intelligent,
Yeah,
precision based?
Of course, it had to be wisdom. It had to be the one thing I'm bad at.
bro.
Just get more wise. Obviously.
Well,
Just
listen.
get
I have
more Riz.
my other one
That's charisma.
than wisdom is
I know, but still.
a 5. All right. Let me
If
just
he doesn't
roll.
have Riz, how's he supposed to get with cruelty?
Cruelty has
Listen.
all the riz that relationship needs.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't
Cruelty
work.
has
So,
enough Riz
it does
for the
not
both
work.
of them.
Anyway,
All right, I'll stick with
Levi.
my 7d6.
stop
Uh,
complaining. Sorry.
I was just going to ask. This was something I was trying to do earlier, but I did get skipped over. I was
sorry.
trying. Yeah. Oh, you're completely fine. I would like to attempt to, using detect magic as a base. I'd like to create detect life. So if that
Oh,
is something
okay.
I could
Roll an
do,
Arcana. Roll an
yeah.
Arcana.
Lucky.
Okay.
I'm pouring everything I can into this.
I guess it is a long rest, so you'd get them right back.
Yeah.
So
18.
it goes through. Like, you now have detect life.
Woo.
Nice.
Okay. That's all. Thank you very
one more
much.
thing.
Okay. Yes. What?
How long would it take to make basically like a grasper, like kind of like those grasping machines that you could for kids?
What?
Those like kind of claw things meant to be used to grab things like
Oh. That would probably take about an hour. It's a very simple mechanism.
Oh, I also did want to mention Zenith seems to be very angrily chopping wood outside of his tent, and Oric is just kind of sitting there drawing.
Yeah, Bruno will at least be making that as well as some kind of unique holders, like one that uh being very small on one end and then kind of becoming larger because by this point, like Bruno is small, and in order for her to make things without it being a pain in the ass, she has normal size flipping tools, so she's basically using her entire fucking body on one tool to even use it. So she's just making something to make it things a little bit easier for herself.
Okay. Is that all? Do you guys take a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. It is the next
Good
morning.
Are we still alive?
You're still alive.
No one
I
wakes
don't-
up. We've all died. End of
Nihilus, however,
campaign.
I am back. Oh, and I heard my name. Oh, all right. Let's go.
you
It's
Airman?
you, you take an exhaustion point. Your stomach was upset all fucking night. And like it hit you in the middle of the night that you ate a fucking crabberry.
Nihilus is not going to tell Kree.
And
What do crabberries do?
they just upset stomachs. Like they're not the
They
most
keep away
poisonous
spiders,
thing,
though.
but
I bet Kirsten was hoping for something more
that's a
extreme.
crab apple, not crabberries.
Oh yeah, crab apples, not crabberries. Sorry.
Crab-
They look very similar, so.
These are crabberries in my world. I don't think crabberries exist here. We have cranberries, but not crabberries.
My brain immediately thought of crab apples because you said crabberries.
Maybe we do have
So we thought-
crabberries. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So that was a crabberry. It just it minorly upsets stomachs. It's not the most deadly thing. The more deadly berries are more rare to find, and I mean they're very obvious when you see them. Like y'all would have to roll a nat 1 to not know what it is.
And
I
the-
mean,
and-
Free probably has a few of those.
They're the shape of a fucking skull, I'm guessing, right?
No, one of them literally is so it's just known as death. It has other names, but its common is deathberry. It's just a pitch black berry that seems like no light reflects off of it. So it's very noticeable when you come across it. So
When I find that berry, I'm fucking inhaling it.
bro. Anyway, so do you guys set out?
Yeah, sure.
Can I
Okay.
just roll like a morning perception check?
Sure.
Like
Ow.
everyone's woken up. Can I just roll a morning perception check?
Yep.
Also, Max, I did DM you something. I don't know if you
I got
saw
another
it
nat
or not.
one. Give me the puddle. Give me
I
the
will
puddle,
also-
man.
Hey,
Isaac.
Isaac,
Bruh.
I'm gonna DM inspiration that for you.
What? Well, no, don't waste the DM inspiration.
I'm doing it either way.
No, he deserves the puddle.
Well,
I
that
don't
is,
want him to get another bottle.
I know,
Oh my
but
god, never mind. Then I won't use the DM inspiration. You want to fucking complain. I'm sorry. I'm really mean.
I'm trying to help you.
I need
don't
everyone to
think-
deafen but soaps.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh,
Puddle
God.
time.
Someone please deafen me. I'm not at my computer.
Oh,
Oh, fuck. Oh, what do you mean, oh?
I said so.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
I gotta mark down my timestamp.
Man, how do I get 2 nat 1s on a perception check? What the fuck? My rolls have been shit today.
So, you pretty much walk out of your tent face first into a fucking puddle.
Of course I do.
And remember, so you weren't gotten last time. That's cool to know.
Wait,
So
what?
as you fall down into this puddle,
God, he's gonna have so much trauma.
it's kind of like this is a bigger puddle. Like it takes your entire body. It's not like just a face thing. Like your entire body falls into this puddle, and it kind of feels
Oh.
like you know those moments in like movies or TV series where the person falls through a puddle and they kind of like circle up to the other side where they're standing.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's what happens to Soaps. Like he
Oh,
falls,
God.
and he's suddenly standing in a room. This room has a dirt floor, and as you look around, it is a circular room made with stone walls. And surrounding you are your sleeping party members.
Oh wait, this is what everyone else was seeing. Can I move?
You cannot.
Okay, so I can't move. Can I move my arms and such?
You can move your arms, you just can't walk.
Can I reach anyone? Anything?
You can reach Zill.
Can I don't know if that's a good idea because it's Zill. Can I try to touch Zill?
Yes, you can.
Alright, just anything
Make a
happen?
strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck me. Strength saving throw. Oh, thank God I have a plus. Oh, thank God. I also have an advantage on these ones, so thank God. A 23.
Okay.
Thank God for being a vampire. Oh, oh my God.
I'm back.
No, nope,
No, no, no.
not you,
No.
not you,
Just
not
me.
you.
Hi.
Zill,
Why
Oh.
me?
you shut up, Isaac. You you are just kind of vibing yourself while you are just kind of like sitting and you're contemplating things, you're going over things, you feel a touch on your wrist, but there is no one there. And as you're trying to figure out where this feeling, this realistic feeling of someone grabbing your hand, like grabbing your wrist, you blink, and you are in a room with a dirt floor. A circular room with stone walls. And in this room, you see Soaps next to you. He is sitting up and awake while everyone else in this room, all your party members, are asleep.
Wait, I have an idea.
This is what everyone else saw yesterday.
Yes,
In game yesterday.
I have an idea.
It's like Sopa is actually next to me, and like
Mhm.
he can tell. She's just gonna like immediately turn and look at him and go, "You're you, right? Like
Yes, are you?
obviously.
Okay.
Where the fuck
I-
are we? What
I
the fuck
think
is
this is what-
this?"
Okay. Okay, Max, is Zill in arm's reach of anyone?
Zill does not seem to be in arm's reach of anyone.
Like, would there be
There-
any way that either of us could reach someone?
No, because Zill, as you try to like
Fuck.
move, you find yourself restrained. More so than anyone else in this room.
Ah, that makes sense. Fuck.
What do you mean? That makes sense.
What is Zill?
She's a void walker. What do you mean? Like, what is Zill?
She's probably like the strongest one. It would make sense if she would be quote unquote more restrained than others.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Though I don't know where we are, so I don't know the rules
And
here.
as you guys
I-
are kind of like thinking and trying to figure out where you are, you feel, you hear a groan throughout this building.
Oh.
Would we recognize the groan? One of us?
No, it's like the
Okay.
entire building is groaning, and the ground kind of shakes, and you can see the dust coming off the roof.
Does this
Uh-huh.
appear to be a pure stone room? Like,
It has a wooden, like the top, like it is a dirt floor, a wooden ceiling, and stone walls.
can I reach the
And
ceiling?
you cannot because you are sat to the ground.
Fuck.
And as not long after this kind of like groan and rumble happens, you guys blink. And Soaps, you are sitting face first in a puddle that's completely consumed your body at this point. And Zill, you are back where you were.
I have an idea.
I'm bringing everyone back.
Okay, I have an idea though. I don't know if it'll ever work.
Hello.
So is everyone? No, not everyone is back. I have an idea, Eli. I need to DM you the idea.
I don't even know what happened.
That's good.
Apologies again.
You're good.
I literally
You
just
didn't
saw
hear
the
anything,
undeafen.
so.
Yeah.
No, I was fully aware that somebody. I was actually thinking about DMing Kirsten, but like I didn't want to do that. So
I just want to say, you guys would see, like, it looks like Zill kind of, like, froze on her spot, blinked, and then after a few seconds, she, like, comes back, and she kind of just rushes over to Sopez, who is face first in a puddle.
Yeah, everyone would see Sopez is practically just being like, it's a big puddle. He is just in the puddle face down, and like you see his arms like as if someone was about to do a push up. He like pushes straight up, flings his hat out, and just takes a deep fucking breath.
She's
What
just
the
walking
fuck?
right up to him, ignoring everyone else, and going, "You saw that, right?"
I woke you up, right?
Zill doesn't
You were
sleep.
asleep.
Zill doesn't sleep.
Well, then you were appearing to be asleep in the room, so.
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Has anyone
I just
ever
kind of blinked,
described
and I was
what
in
the
that room.
Has anyone ever described
Uh,
what that room looked like?
Not Nihilus. Astral
No.
did.
Astral did. And
Yeah,
Kree said that. So Astral explained the room, and Kree ended up nodding and agreeing with him because he
No,
also
Nihil-
knew of the room.
Nihilus
If
did
it's the one you
as well.
guys, I think you're referring to.
yeah, Nihilist as well.
So, as like Sopez would sit up, he would say, "The room everyone saw. I was in it too. I was able to. We all looked to be sleeping. I was able to wake up Zill, quote unquote, wake up Zill, because I know you don't sleep.
What the fuck?
Oh, the mushroom thing isn't done then?
Or
I don't
think that
don't
room had
think-
anything to do with the mushrooms.
I don't
Because the
think
mushrooms
it's the
didn't affect
mushroom.
me.
now this is concerning.
Because the mushrooms didn't affect me at all. I don't really remember how long ago I saw them, but my body had adjusted to them years ago. So that's
And,
not
like,
what
I-
just happened to me.
This is an issue. Can I roll another perception, Max, just to see if anything's changed? Like, just the quote-unquote vibe.
Yes, you can roll another perception check.
God,
I'm
please
rolling a
don't-
perception. May I roll with him?
Sure, you can give each other advantage if you'd like.
But we can both also roll?
No, you can just either separately roll or give
I-
each other advantage.
I have a +7. What do you have?
I have a +7 as well.
You roll. I'll give you advantage.
Alright.
I'm kind of wanting to roll too, but I'm not going to.
Oh, wait, I forgot the advantage. Well, why did it roll?
Go ahead, just in case. Just in
Just
case
in
you get a
case
19
you
or a
can-
nat 20.
Yeah.
Just in case you get a nat 20, so go ahead.
Oh, I rolled a 2d20, that's why that did that. Well, no, I didn't. What the? I don't know. 7. A normal 20, so a
Okay,
25.
25.
So, Isaac, Soaps, as you look around, as you and Zill look around, the entire area of which you have just stayed the night in is no longer the same area which you camped. You are currently on a mountain pass and no longer in the forest. And that is where we're ending session.
Wait, is Calypso still here?
Calypso's still here. All your shit is still here.
Okay.
You were just in a completely different area.